and gentlemen, one of the culprit of the kidnapping case of the Malaysian businessman for a ransom of 20 million ringgit has just been announced that it is the wife of the businessman himself. And that's a very unusual case. Today, I have lots of things to discuss with everybody and share some of my reflections. But let's watch on what actually happened to the case, shall we? So I've actually give very vicious title to the vicious woman, but I think let's move on from names calling. Let's take a look at this case, shall we? So if you remember this case, there was a businessman that was on his way to Senai Airport, put his shoes on outside his house in JB. Before he called his ride to Senai Airport, and three men jumped on him and kidnapped him. And within a day, the ransom has been raised and paid to the kidnappers, $20 million. The 59-year-old developer, which was the victim, was then released. In an amazing show of efficiency, the Malaysian police managed to catch most of the culprits. And guess what, right? They actually made an announcement that one of the culprit is a female family member. The female family member was charged today, and guess what? It is actually his own wife. The wife of the businessman that was being kidnapped is accused of criminal conspiracy with Chong Shi Min, a businessman, together with two other Vietnamese in the kidnapping of the 59-year-old man, okay, with the intent to demand a ransom of $20 million. She now faces a minimum sentence of 30 years to a maximum of 40 years and caning if convicted. Actually, I didn't know that in Malaysia, they allow caning of a female. I think in Singapore, they only cane men, right? But that's beside the point. So it turned out that this wife actually conspired with other people to kidnap her own husband and get ransom. It's very unusual, right? Wouldn't you want to get money from the husband yourself and things like that? So the media has actually pictures of her and the husband. I don't have a picture of husband, but I think the photo of the wife is now all over the media. It turned out that they have just celebrated their 36th wedding anniversary. They now not just have children, but they also have grandchildren. It's a very unusual, right? And she actually uploaded, nice pictures of herself and husband on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. So my point is that if you look at this couple on Facebook, you would think that they have a wonderful relationship together, right? A lawyer tried to apply for bail, but was not granted. And grounds for the bail application is that, she has already been remanded for a lengthy period and is now on daily medication for heart disease. So the accused have three children, 28 to 36 years old. So not young anymore, right? Not young anymore. This must be the biggest family dispute at such a late age. And four grandchildren between 4 to 9 years old, and she cared for all her grandchildren. Of course, you always ask yourself, when you care for all your grandchildren, why do you get into this such strange arrangement to kidnap your husband, right? She's also director of two companies, have a permanent address in JB. I just wondering where, right? And blah blah. But anyway, the court has denied her application for bail, and the story develops. I think she'll be the court case will be heard soon. So my personal reflection on this case, I got quite a few of them. The biggest one is this: who you marry will determine your life success, right, or failure. And I used to say that you will determine 80% of your life success, and I share it many times. I think a lot of people now thinks that it's maybe 90, and some people say even 100 or 120%. I'm not the only one who say this. A lot of people say this. I know experientially and watching other people like experience, this is actually true. One of my idol, Warren Buffett himself, also said this, right? The biggest decision you will ever make in your life is who you marry, right? So in his case, the big turning point in his life is when he met his wife, Susie. And by the way, the Susie had passed away already. So that's his first wife, right? So the biggest decision you will ever make in your life is who you choose to marry. So you want to be associated with the kind of person you like to be, and you move in the direction. So, and the most important person by far in that respect is your spouse. I cannot overemphasize how important it is. Sheryl Sandberg, the ex-COO of Facebook, also said the same thing. I think it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest decision you will ever make in your life. I don't know how to emphasize on it. I think it's a very, very big decision. I think there's a ton of research that back this view. People with supportive spouse give them a chance to succeed. There are many psychologists actually say the secret to your success is who you marry. So after studying 163 married couples, psychologists found that the subjects with supportive spouses are more likely to take on potentially rewarding challenges and therefore, more personal growth, happiness, well-being, blah, 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 right? So this one cannot be overemphasized. I know the theory, I've seen it in practice, I experienced some of it, both good and bad. And I want to say that, everybody, who has gone through 10, 20, 30 years of marriage will agree with me on that. And interestingly, there was another study shows that having a conscientious spouse can boost your salary significantly. And I think that's true, right? I have a great wife in this aspect. They are co-founder with me in the business, and we complement each other, and therefore, help me to increase my wealth as well. And in this study, it actually say that an individual with a conscientious spouse can earn approximately 4,000 more a year. I don't know how they come with this study, but basically having a good wife is important, or good husband is important. This is one of my first reflection. Number one is the years of marriage is not a basis of trust in marriage. I need to say again, look at this husband and wife. They're married for many years, 36 years of wedding, and it turned out to be a total disaster, right? The wife kidnapped the husband. And I also want to say that Melinda Gates and Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, after 27 years of marriage, right, divorced, and the wife actually said that there wasn't enough trust in the relationship. I thought I was going to be married for life, right? And turned out to be another marriage failure as well. And it's pretty sad as well. So years of marriage is not a basis of trust in marriage. So stop thinking that, yeah, we all 老夫老妻 already, right? Can trust each other. No, that is one of the biggest wrong assumption. Marrying the right person can bring you lots of success. Marrying the wrong person can literally ruin or kill your life. So the most famous case is Abby Choi. Married the wrong person, the husband and the in-laws, conspire and kill and even cook her, right? So this is so sad, right? So marry the wrong person can ruin your life. Many people have many stories of this. We see in the movies, we read in the books, we see in the news, and probably around your life, you have many examples of this, right? I have got many relatives that marry wrong spouses, and they themselves actually get ruined terribly. And I think at least two of them died because of grief from a bad marriage. I think this is absolutely true. Right? Marrying the wrong person can ruin or even kill you. So this is my reflections and advice. Number one is you're probably too late to change your spouse, but make sure you teach your children to choose very carefully who they marry. Okay, very, very important. Teach your children from young, okay, to choose very carefully who they marry. And in this aspect, I try to get involved with my children very early. So when kid have a boyfriend, I'll try to say, quickly bring him to see me as early as possible, right? Some people take 1 year, 2 years. No, I said as early as possible. Within a month, I want to see the man, right? And I want to make, in some sense, an assessment, right? Very fortunate for Kate. Now she picked a very good boyfriend, and they are on their way to marriage, and I'm very happy about it. Very happy with this potential son-in-law. And I hope the other two kids will be able to choose wisely as well. The second thing I really, really want to tell young people is this, and please tell your children, when you see big glaring flaws in your boy or girlfriend, don't expect them to change. Okay, don't expect change. Never marry first and expect your partner to change for the better. This doesn't happen, right? This happens. Very rarely happens. So never marry first, expecting the person to change for the better later. It's a fat hope, right? Fat hope. If you know that this person, right, have a history of infidelity, for example, right? Gambling, drinking, don't expect your love will change him. Right? Very, very rarely. Very, very rarely. I'm not saying it won't, but very rarely. And don't expect yourself to be the one of the few that can happen. If you agree with me, give a blast of give a blast of clap and hit like. Okay. One more observation is this: money. Okay, money always amplify evil or good? Now, so some people say money is the root to all evil, right? So I'll just say that in my observation, that's not always true, but money is a powerful amplifier. So in this case, well, they're clearly very well to do, and the temptation of money and the presence of money certainly amplify the evil significantly, right? So I guess if the husband is not so rich, I'm not too sure whether a wife would arrange for such a big kidnapping case. But because the temptation of money is so big, 20 million ringgit, so the wife really conspired with outsiders to try to kidnap and get money out of the husband. So money amplify evil in a big way in this case. Well, money also amplify good. Those people who are inherently good, money is amplified and they are now able to do more good. I've seen this as well, right? So money is an amplifier, and it's true, money is a root to many evil, but not all money will lead to evil. So I've seen many cases where very well-to-do people actually they do a lot of good as well with the money. So money is a powerful amplifier. If you know that this partner of yours is good, then the money will amplify his good, right? So wealth is a powerful amplifier. I've seen this many times. Now, this is something I want to discuss with everybody, right? In a modern marriage, wealth is shared, right? But this is usually not the case. When the husband makes a lot of money, I don't think, it's a 50-50 relationship. The husband probably keep most of the wealth, or the other way around. If the wife is very wealthy, the wife will keep most of wealth and probably spare some for the husband. Is this a formula for problems in a marriage? So one-sided wealth in a marriage, right? I wonder how is this a issue? In the case of my wife and I, we both work together in the same company, so the wealth is the shared entity. But I think in most cases where, let's say, the husband and wife are, the wife may not be working, the husband is the one that work, so the wealth meter get imbalanced, right? So is this a formula for problems, right? I suspect, not all the case, but I suspect this is the root of many problems that need to be addressed early. I don't know. What do you think on this one, right? So in this case where the Malaysian businessman clearly a one-sided wealth led to almost him getting into deep trouble, right? Clearly, we all need to teach our children to make this decision very carefully. Who you marry will determine a hell of your life success or failure. Okay, so it can either boost your life to into bliss or crash your life into failure. So really take this decision very carefully. With this, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a day or two. So let's discuss this in the comments, and I'll be very open to hear some of your comments as well. Thank you and goodbye.